Well, hello everyone. My name is Casazza, and this is Kim Kuljian. And the two of us spent a lot of time together this past year in a PQ mastery program through positive intelligence. And what we thought that we would do is talk a little bit about our experiences with the program because this took us very deep into growth using the positive intelligence tools. And I don't know that a lot of people get a lot of experience going deep with the tools. They maybe do the boot camp, but this is how deep you could take it. And we thought that would be really interesting to people who are listening. So, Kim, do you want to say a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I am a mental fitness coach, obviously, and I also support people at a trauma healing center. I do coaching there. And so my niche is kind of people recovering, whatever it is they're recovering from. Might be codependency and issues with relationships, it might be addiction, all sorts of different things. And I just find that this mental fitness program offers amazing tools to support my clients. I love using it, it's really fun.
Trauma. And my niche is more with people, women leadership development. And I work with a lot of women who start working with me on surface level things like time management and communicating better. But very quickly, we get into things like how you develop your leadership presence and how you get triggered at work and how do you develop confidence and this sense of command that really draws people to you as a leader. And it turns out that a lot of that comes from advanced growth work. So I have a group that works on ongoing growth with me, and they've all gone through PQ and they're able to use these tools because they're so practical. They have you work on the deeper stuff without having to do like deep psychoanalysis or anything. So I think that's one of the things they really like about them.
As you mentioned taking groups through, I've also been experimenting with taking people one-on-one through the program, and that
Mm-hmm.
has been really deep and enriching also. So I do both. The benefit I find with doing it one-on-one with people is we can totally focus on whatever their area of work is during each of those sessions. So when we do our weekly topics that we do in the program, it's really fun to explore one-on-one with somebody. I become kind of like their partner, if you will, their pod mate. So it ends up being a really intimate experience, which I find is fun also.
I love that holding their hands through the journey because I think we can use these tools for that journey, like the one journey. And what Kim and I thought that we would share is a little bit about our own journeys.
Yeah.
So we're going to maybe go topic by topic in order, but maybe we could just start with the program overall. Do you want to share a little bit about maybe your overall experience with the program?
Well, the first 7-week program for me was amazing. I've done a lot of counseling for myself. I've been in coaching. I've done some recovery work. And when I came into my initial 7-week program, I was baffled by how well this program is organized to give all the tidbits. It's taken me 30 plus years to come up with a lot of what works for me. And this program just nailed it all. It's like the Cliff Notes version of what I've studied for the last 30 years, which is why I feel excited about it with clients because it's a way to really quickly dive in and get that common framework and terminology. And I love that. And so then, when we were offered to become coaches, we dove in, we learned about all the different aspects of the program, and that felt wonderful. But boy, getting to do this mastery program with you, Nahid, for 6 months, we got to be with an intense program with a group of people that were so deeply committed. And, they promised at the beginning that we'd get to go after something big, make it worthwhile. So we'd set our quest. And then the fact that we could bring it into our bodies so deeply, I feel like I'm walking away with such a huge gift by the end of that program with you. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was for me too. And it's interesting. We had similar parallel experiences. I had always, as a coach, I've been doing coaching for 20 years, and same with you with your kind of 30 years searching and seeking. I've always been fascinated with the question of what gets in people's way, right? What's in that gap between,
Mhm.
where they are kind of feeling stuck and where they really want to be, what kind of life they have.
Mhm.
And I had created an entire model mapping out people's belief systems and how those beliefs get in people's way. And I was teaching that to my clients. I hadn't formed it in an elegant model or anything, but I had been teaching it and I had YouTube videos out. And when I came across Shirzad's book, I was like, wow, he took the same things, but he
Mhm.
put it in an easy, accessible, simple model.
Mhm.
And this is exactly what my clients are working on. But when I talk to them about it using all the things that I've discovered, it's a little bit more complicated and it's
Mhm.
very cognitive. And what he did is he took the model and he integrated it into something so elegant and simple for
Mhm.
people to remember. And it didn't require a lot of effort to understand. It's
Mhm.
accessible to just about anybody. But if you use the tools, you can use them for that really deep work. It really does get you unstuck. And so when I went through the program, I'd already done tons of personal development work. But when I did worked on I went through the boot camp, I spent a lot of time doing working on my top saboteurs and spent a lot of time working on self empathy. And I'm always tracking my personal growth, and I accelerated. I went
Mhm.
really fast through it. And then when we went through the 6 month program, I can't tell you how many epiphanies I had throughout that program. They sent me reeling. It's kind of like when you have so many things um, change your paradigm of the world that you just have to stop and let it all sink in. So after the 6 months, I was kind of like, okay, no more epiphanies. I can't grow anymore. I just have to settle, which is perfect because I'm in a really, really good place. I didn't think I could. Sometimes I don't think I can get into a better place. So it's really nice to know that you still can, and it's just been wonderful and wonderfully deep.
I love hearing that. And I want to echo what you're saying. So for me, I've struggled with anxiety for so much of my life, and I found great ways to deal with it and manage it and whatever. And I think that's in the first 7 week program, I felt that there was a dropping of my anxiety. I felt it like so fast because of these simple little tools, So the daily practice for me was really, really amazing because we're held accountable to do these daily little 2 minute exercises. And I can't even believe how incredible that was for me with my anxiety level because now I had a checkpoint in my day to check it and respond to it. And now, after having gone through the 6 month program, I feel like, oh my gosh, there's such a deep peacefulness that has finally come online because we do the long morning reps. We do that daily meditation to charge ourselves up. And I've heard about it my whole life. I've gone to my meditation retreats, I've tried to do it. And to finally have that online for myself and experience it, I wish I could give it to everybody. It's so amazing.
Yeah, it's funny that you talk about anxiety. So I was always looking for something like, how do I measure my personal growth? And so I have this imaginary anxiety meter, and it's how high is your anxiety every day and how long is it that high? So how often do you have a hit of anxiety and
Yes.
how long? And so I used to measure my anxiety.
Mhm.
And throughout all my personal growth, my anxiety meter would just go down, down, down. That was my goal. I wanted it down to like nothing, and then, maybe a couple times during the day it would blip up to a 2, but it would never get to a 10. That was sort of my goal. And going through, as we started going through and doing this work, I realized that I didn't need an anxiety meter anymore. And I decided at the beginning of our 6 month program to start working on a joy meter. And my joy meter is, how high can I get it? Like, so how often during the day can I just be living in joy and deep peace? So joy for me
Mhm.
isn't necessarily a big, exciting emotion. It's kind of like a calm, peaceful emotion. So
Mm.
obviously a very impactful program for both of us.
Mhm.
And what we'd like to do for all of you is sort of share more specifics about each aspect of the program and how we used it in
Mhm.
case you're interested. So I
From,
don't,
I guess, to wrap it up, I feel really excited that we're going to dive into each of these principles of the program just a little. And I'm so hopeful that if people listen to this, it'll get them excited about the program because for me, it's been life-changing. And I continue to hear that from my clients time and time again, even those that come in not at all sure they're going to get anything out of it. They still walk away and go, you know what, it's life-changing. So it's just a beautiful program. I really hope people will check it out.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that's beautiful. And I'm excited to do these with you.
Thank you.